Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Extended Timeline World War II. We are now up to May of 1994, and in the last episode we had a war between Montenegro allied with Greece against Bosnia-Herzegovina here, and Montenegro won that war, took over about 3 provinces here against Bosnia, so Bosnia is down to just 1 province left. Then over in the east we had a war between the Soviet Union and the Japanese, and the Soviets ended up taking these disputed islands here. We also had a war, so Laos had gained its independence, and quite a few episodes ago, the French have been trying to retake them back as part of French Indochina, and in the last episode they finally did that. It took them, I think that was the second war that they've done to actually do that. Then we also we've had this war going on with British Australia, along with several other colonies, British colonies, trying to gain their independence from Great Britain with their allies, including the Soviet Union here and Thailand. Now, the Netherlands had to peace out of that war early, so the British ended up taking parts of Indonesia here, and they actually ended up also taking over what they're calling British Columbia here, but was probably Dutch Guyana, I think. So that's what they ended up taking. Let's have a look at the militaries of the world here. So we've got the Chinese on top, followed by the Americans, Germans, Soviet Union, and Great Britain. I will note that the Soviet Union and Great Britain are completely out of manpower, which leads us into the wars that are going on. We already talked about this a little bit, but that British-Australian War for Independence, they are allied with the US here still, and with the lack of manpower, I think that's probably going to go on the side of British Australia. So we might be getting quite a few colonies gaining independence here. We also have Norwegian war against Sweden, and we have the Cameroonian Portuguese imperialist war, Brazilian reconquest here in Venezuela, and we have Chinese change of government in Dali. They're allied with Bhutan, and a couple of Indian kingdom wars. Now, I wanted to have a look. I'll go ahead and just start progressing time here. The Norwegians are taking over parts of Sweden, trying to regain territory back here. Now, in previous episodes, Sweden taking over parts of Norway, and I will just note that these Swedish revolutionaries are trying to overthrow the monarchy here, trying to install a republic government type. So we'll see how that goes. We've got Norway's fleet fighting the Estonian fleet here. They've got a little bit better leader on the Norwegian fleet though, so going on the side of the Norwegians. Okay. So we will keep an eye on these British colonies. I figure that the British are going to have to get out of this war just because they don't have the manpower to fight it off. They do have landed here in British Australia, so we will see what happens. Okay. Let's have a look at... Okay, we have a new war here, the Turkish-Greek imperialist war. We've got Turkey with Egypt have declared war against Greece, and that probably won't go very well for the Turks. I'm guessing they might win here at the beginning, but where is an Italian stack? I would guess that the Italians are going to have... We've got a naval battle here, though, between the Turks and the Italians, though. I will note that the Turks have westernized. I mentioned that several episodes ago. They were originally the Anatolian Tech Group, so they have westernized. But I'm a little worried if so they're at war with, let me just show us off here. We've against Greece with the Italians. So the Italians have a 90k 3-star general, so that's going to be tough to face if the Turks have to face that. Although, look at this, the Egyptians are crossing the Libyan border basically here, so what is Italian Maghreb? So yeah, here we go. The Italians moving in now, so we'll probably see a pretty good battle here, but I think that the Turks are going to lose that one. I think this did happen one time before. Yeah, I do think this did say it was the Second Turk-Greek Imperialist War. Just looking at anything else was going on. One of our Indian Kingdom Wars is about to finish off, it looks like. And the Turkish Navy is also destroying the Greek Navy there. Let's see, did it tell us? No, we can't tell what they actually wanted here. So yeah, with Egypt here, this should be pretty good for the Turks, but they're about to get wiped out here in this battle. That's what we were waiting for, and that is exactly what happened. There it is. So they did have slightly positive war score, but not anymore. That will be going down. So one problem for the Norwegians here, though, is that the Swedish revolutionaries are preventing them from capping some of the provinces they'd like to cap in this war off. But I think that the Norwegians will probably be able to win this, although I'm not seeing... Okay, they do have 14k stack there, but the Swedes do have a 14k stack with a 3-star general, so that will be... And the Estonians are obviously on the Swedes side. Not obviously, but we knew that from before. Okay, let's have a look. We wanted to... Okay, I do notice that the British-Australian War has just ended, and it doesn't appear that they gained independence. They're still at war. No, they're not. So they didn't gain their independence. Wow. Wow, I'm very surprised that they did not gain their independence. Okay, well, British Australia continues. It's not independent. I mean, I guess they are the Commonwealth still in the modern world, but at least they'd be really Australia. Just looking here. Okay, let me have a look. There was a Brazilian war as well against... What do we got here? Yeah, the Brazilians, I think, are going to win this one. I mean, they have much larger army. Although, are the Spanish... Yeah, the Spanish have joined on the side of the Brazilians. So, yeah, the Brazilians are going to win this one. Let me just double check here. Yeah, they have the Spanish alliance the whole time. Once I was in there and I remembered I had seen that I didn't realize that when I was looking at it before, though. So wow, the Brazilians with that alliance, unless like Peru can gain like the Americans or the British, something like that, or even Argentina. Yeah, I don't think that the Peruvians or the Venezuelans have any chance whatsoever. So this Turkish-Greek war is going in the negative now. The Italians are going to start sieging here. Yeah, so you can see the Turkish army is completely shot. Although the Egyptians are at least conquesting all of Libya for the Turks there, so that should help. But yeah, they need more help than that. They would need... I guess are the Germans helping in this war? I don't think the Germans are helping in this war, but they are allied with the Turks. So that's too bad for the Turks. That's probably what they were counting on, was that the Germans would end up joining this war, but they are not. Okay, we've got... Norway just took back a huge chunk of Sweden. Look at that. Wow. So this is just like some big swings here. Now they're dealing with some putting down the Swedish revolutionaries here. So is Sweden? Let me have a look here. Are they still a monarchy? Yeah, they still are a kingdom. The Swedes still are too. Gustav V. So they're king. Okay. So I think these revolutionaries might win that battle. Yeah, they did. Okay. So yeah, it looks like the Italians are just going to be... They should be able to just siege a bunch of provinces. This stack is going down in size, though. If the Egyptians were somehow able to move through, get some military access through the British and French areas here in the Middle East, then they might be able to merge up with the Turkish army, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, here's even a Italian navy battle between the Egyptians, and they're going to win that one. So going to move the Egyptian fleet to the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea there. Okay, we've still got the Cameroonian Portuguese War still going on. Yeah, look at that negative war score for the Turks here. So I wonder if, I mean, the Greeks are the primary defender in this war, so they might end up taking parts of Turkey here if they demand some sort of some territory from losing this war. We'll see. Turkish fleet's just moving around. Now they're okay, they're fighting the Italians there. Let's look at our diplomatic map here. Yeah, just looking Greece and Montenegro, obviously. Too bad for the Turks, and the Germans not helping them. So the French have obviously lost territory to Spain and Germany, or they at least have in Algeria. Brazilian reconquest is not going as fast as I thought it would, considering the Spanish are on the side of Brazil. Got 3-star generals as well. Peru has occupied some territory, and I'm surprised that the Brazilians don't just take them out. Okay, we do have this Venezuelan stack here that is comparable, but if the Brazilians were just able to, head on over there, they'd be able to easily take them out. We have a 40k stack here, though. That Peruvian 40k. Okay, they've actually got a... Did that just update where I thought it saw a 2-star general at first and then it was a 3-star general? So... Okay, well... A lot of 3-star generals around. A lot of them. So, is this... Okay, I was looking here and it looked like the Americans were in Mexico. So I was wondering if they had started another war with Mexico. So this is the US. I know we've asked about alliances. The US is now allied with Germany. Were they allied with anybody else? That was their territory in the Philippines. The Japanese have no allies of important... No allies at all, not even important allies at this point. China has the Soviet Union and Italy. We've got the Soviet Union. Soviets have alliances all over the place between Norway, France, Great Britain. Okay. So yeah, that's good to know. Looks like our Turkish war just ended, though. Yeah, so I don't see any territory lost, though, and it looks like the Greeks are fabricating some claims on Bulgaria here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had a war fire off between them soon. We've got some Polish peasants here rising up. Yeah, and I'd figure that the Germans will also maybe want to conquest here in Belgium a little bit here soon. We'll see if that happens. I think the best war we have going on right now, we do have this Maratha War between Portugal now, so let's quickly look at that. But I was going to say going back down to South America is probably the best. Okay, we've actually... Yeah, we've got 2 wars where the Portuguese are defending, that Cameroonian war from before we talked about. I'm not sure what they're actually trying to accomplish from these wars, though. I mean, are they actually thinking that they're going to take over the mainland here? Or are they maybe they're taking these islands here. Portugal does consider that. I mean, they are the defender though, so they're not warring for that at the moment. Well, anyway, let's have a head on over to Brazil. See what else is going on. So yeah, for some reason the Brazilians are moving all of their armies nowhere near the front line here. So actually, this war is actually a little bit more interesting because of the tactics that are being used, where they don't seem to want to fight each other. So surprisingly, the war score isn't higher than it could be. We just had another war end, but I don't know. I'd have to check what that was. I think it was just one of the Indian Kingdom wars. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. We were done with everything up here in Europe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, we'd finished the Turkish-Greek War, and we've finished Norway and Sweden. I'm impressed that the Norwegians have come back now, though. Very impressed with that. We'll see, though, what the Germans are doing here. They should be gaining some manpower. Alright, so the Venezuelans are, they're sieging parts of northern Brazil here. And okay, we've got this Brazilian army that should be able to take them out. Although, if they try to do a river crossing with it could possibly not go as well for them. But the AI is pretty smart, and they pick and choose. At least when it comes to battles, they pick and choose pretty wisely. They might not be able to figure out how to get across the ocean, but when the AIs don't see a clear victory, they don't seem to want to commit to a battle. So yeah, I think that was pretty decisive there. Took out the Peruvian army. They still have this 40k with a 3-star. And actually, here we go. We have Venezuela fighting the Spanish. But the Spanish are certainly going to win that with that 3-star general. Gives them the upper hand. We have a Tibetan crusade against Kangra. So I'm just going to go check this out since it's a crusade. Okay, yeah, so it's just against a one province here. Tibetan crusade, that's funny. Okay. So the Japanese are probably just biding their time, rebuilding their army. They need to westernize, though. We discussed this in the last episode. Let's look at technology. So you can see their diplomatic tech is really lagging behind. You can see the Chinese are westernized here. 90 in the diplomatic tech. Military tech and administrative tech is pretty good. Tibet's obviously they're westernized, but they're lagging behind as well. Is anybody not westernized? I think everybody's westernized at this point, it seems like, anyway. But, so yeah, you can see the Germans, 90, 91, 91. A little bit better military than the French and the British. Okay, well, that's enough. Our techs are all pretty westernized, except for the Japanese, because they had these rebels that prevented them from westernizing in the middle of all that and kept them on the Eastern Tech Group. Got some Iraqi peasants rising up, it looks like. Brazilian reconquest. Okay, we have an Iranian-Omani war here. It's going to take a little bit of naval power to win that one, unless the Iranians can get military access through Saudi Arabia. I don't think that would happen. Certainly not in the real world at this point in time. But we'll see what they can do. It's interesting. I mean, I guess that's the imperialism casus belli, that everybody's got one, it seems like. So the Italian Yemen is on the side of the Oman. Actually, Iran there. Okay. So Iran does have the help of the Italians if they need it. They're not in that war right now, but I guess if they did need it, so that's good. Alright, let's check what's going on in Brazil. And actually it looks like they've finished off their war with Venezuela and Peru and took a few provinces. So it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and please consider hitting the like button if you did, as it really helps out the channel. So I'll see you guys next time.